And we're back. You're tuned into Sport Federation TV. I'm Lenyukta Chetty. Now from the world of Western Province athletics, we have Stefano Aracena, who's here to give us deeper insight into the world of race walking. Welcome, Stefano. It is your second time with us.
Yes,
Yes.
right. Thanks for having me on again.
Yes. Now, race walking, one of the sports under athletics. Describe to us how that is different from the other codes that are under that umbrella.
So basically, race walking is obviously its own event. It's basically, to sum it up, is a progression of steps taken so that the athlete doesn't lose contact with the ground. And, you know, it's open to all ages.
Yes. I remember when you were here the last time, we touched a bit on how you actually monitor that. You want to go into that for us again?
Yeah, so basically, we've got judges spread out across all the different routes that look at the different techniques. So obviously we're looking for a straight leg on contact and make sure that both legs are supported when the person's going forward. So what's changed between then and now is that we're looking at new technology to introduce special inserts in the shoe that will actually take that painstaking judging away.
Yes, because, well, obviously, in contradiction to running, there's a different motion and different contact points, eh? And that's how you would evaluate it.
Correct.
Well, race walking, quite a big sport in the Western Cape?
It's growing. It really is growing. You know, obviously it's very specialized. So when we're talking about general walkers, we've got quite a vast number of walkers. And when it comes to the race walking, currently we've got about 120 dedicated race walking athletes. So it is growing.
And I mean, what would be some of the current records in terms of time that people are trying to match or beat?
Well, obviously everyone's looking for a world qualifier, an Olympic qualifier. Recently we just had Wayne Snyman who competes for, you know, one of the other provinces, but just to give you almost insight in terms of speed, he covered 20 kilometers in an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
So that's 4 minutes a kilometer. So that's really what everyone's trying to aspire
I don't even
to.
think I can run that fast. I don't think many people can run that fast.
So it's really high level.
Wow, wow. So what is the, you mentioned Olympic Games now, so is that the creme de la creme of...
yeah, I think that's the pinnacle for any athlete. You know, obviously first we've got the World Race Walking Cup, which would be quite a big stepping stone, and then we've got World Championships, and then it will be obviously the Olympic Games.
And at the World Champs and Olympic Games, what are the distances that the athletes are expected to compete in?
So currently they compete over 20 kilometers and 50 kilometers.
Wow.
And that's for men and women.
And the current 50-kilometer record?
In South Africa, the current record is 3 hours and 53 minutes.
Wow.
So it's very much faster than most people can run a marathon.
Yes.
So it's really fast.
Yeah, that is definitely amazing. So how is the sport structured in the Western Cape?
So obviously we all fall under Western Province athletics. And in terms of structure, we've got road running. We have track and field, cross country, and then obviously race walking. And we all have an equal standing in terms of what resources go into development and how the sports are run. And that's basically the structure.
Okay, so then people would affiliate to clubs and...
Correct.
And then it's provincial championships and national championships.
So if athletes want to participate, you know, it's best to feed into a club system, and the club will facilitate the athlete to compete at all the different events that we have.
Okay, well, speaking about events, you've got an amazing one coming up. Tell us about that.
So on the 11th of May, we've got our second Grand Prix for the year, which is obviously open to all athletes of different ages. And that will be taking place at Youngsfield Military Base, which is fantastic. It's a nice, safe environment.
That's on Wetton Road, hey?
Correct. Just opposite the Kenilworth Racecourse. So it's open to all ages. We've got 1 kilometer events for the little juniors, and it goes up to 10 kilometers and 20 kilometers for seniors.
All right.
What's quite important is we also have a family walk. So people who would like to try the sport can come and do the 5 kilometer family walk and just enjoy it.
All right. So the Grand Prix itself, is that open to competitors from across the country?
Yes. Yes, it is. So on most occasions, we've got traveling athletes that come here from up north and obviously KZN and so forth. So we're actually looking forward to see who's going to come down this race.
All right. And entry fees and those kind of things, can you give us a rundown?
So they basically run from literally 10 Rand an athlete, and goes up to about 25 Rand an athlete for the different distances. And athletes that don't belong to a club can come through and buy a temporary license for the day.
All right. Now, with race walking being one of the, well, you said equally standing sports under Western Province Athletics, how do you address development aspects in the sport?
So what's nice about our mandate is that we have the opportunity to actually reach out to athletes of different calibers, and primarily we're focusing on juniors over my current term, and we do different clinics. So recently we had a clinic that attracted close to about 100 race walkers that were all under 18. And really we try and facilitate the interest, show them what it's all about, and then keep them in the system and re-invite them to our events. And the follow-through from that's been really successful.
Okay.
So
are there particular areas that you are targeting in the Western Cape?
No, well, yes and no. I think, equally we want to try and get as many school kids as possible, but we do have quite big development schemes in terms of out on the west coast, like Atlantis, and then some kids from Langa and Kalicha and so forth. And we just find that the teachers in those areas are really willing to work with us to make sure that the kids come through to the races and get involved with athletics. Yeah. So it's nice to get that kind of feedback from teachers.
Yeah. Well, you're dealing with the Flash Gordons of walking.
That's
hey.
Right.
So I suppose there must be coaches, because if people don't do it right, they can hurt themselves. Do you have a coach program for your development aspects?
So actually currently no. So it is something that's in development because it is so specialized.
Yes.
And the issue that we currently have is that there is nothing on a national level that we can actually measure ourselves against. So what we have is a lot of coaches actually specialize in middle distance athletics, and then we spin off from that. So we are working on something that we can standardize across all areas of race walking and coaching.
So would you be calling then for, let's say, retired athletes, retired walkers to come and join these coaching programs?
Definitely. I mean, we would even like to reach out to middle distance and long distance runners.
Yeah.
The principles of training and conditioning are the same. When it comes to a technical aspect, obviously we can help and assist those coaches with that.
Okay. Now speaking back to the Olympic Games, because that's around the corner, and all the sports who actually are accommodated at the Olympic Games are quite excited about it. What is the selection process in this country?
So currently what happens is that Athletics South Africa is basically governed by the IAAF and also SASCOC, and there's certain criteria that need to be achieved. And there's a window period of how they need to achieve that in that certain time. Obviously, a lot of the time, you can only have 3 athletes from one country for a specific item. So those small things come into play. And
how does Western Cape fare on the national circuit?
So currently on the rise, we just had one of our juniors place second in the 10,000 for under 18, which is really fantastic because we really haven't had any athletes place at a national level over the last couple of years. So this particular athlete, we really look forward to actually seeing him develop into a great senior athlete.
Okay. Well, Stefano, if people want to get more information on that upcoming Grand Prix, where can they go to get that information?
So they can look on our website on wpa.org.za under the events calendar section, or they can find us on Facebook and they can search WPA Race Walking or just Western Province Athletics.
Okay, excellent. Well done to you and
you.
your team for this upcoming event. I know so much of planning and preparation goes into it, and a lot of time on the backs of volunteers. Hey, all the best for the Grand Prix, and you can come back and share highlights with us.
Thanks a lot, appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you.
After the break, we'll be back with another amazing sport from the Western Cape. Please stay tuned for that.